A couple of months ago, Michael McDowell announced that he would leave Front Row Motorsports and join Spire Motorsports. Well, now his crew chief at Front Row will be joining him at Spire, Travis Peterson. And Spire Motorsports announced today that he would be doing the same thing as McDowell, leaving for Spire. So here's the statement. That's some quotes in it, then obviously the details of it. Michael McDowell will have a familiar face atop the pit box in 2025. Travis Peterson has signed a multi-year agreement and will join Spire Motorsports at the conclusion of the 2024 NASCAR Cup Series season. Peterson will call the shots for McDowell in the number 71 Chevrolet, filling out the team's NASCAR Cup Series crew chief lineup for the 2025 campaign. It goes on to list some of his numbers, obviously joining McDowell as his crew chief in 2023, including a win, making the playoffs, top 15 in points. So then the quotes say this. This is from the Spire Motorsports president, Doug Ducart. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. It's exciting to have Travis Peterson join Spire Motorsports. The first time Travis and I worked together was when Greg Ives and Travis came to Hendrick Motorsports to be crew chief and the engineer for the number 88 car with Dale Earnhardt Jr. I got to spend time with Travis there as a young engineer, and it's exciting to see how he's grown into a leader and a crew chief. He's going to add tremendous depth to our crew chief lineup and be a great complement to Luke Lambert and Rodney Childers. I'm really excited to see what those three can do together. It's a very exciting opportunity, said Peterson. Michael and I have had the opportunity to meet with Doug and Jeff Dickerson, and they really sold us on the vision of where Spire is going and how we could be big role players in building the organization. I think having that skin in the game was important to both of us. The opportunity in front of us has all the potential to be very rewarding. That was a huge part of it. I love the energy right now and the overall culture around Spire Motorsports. They're investing in people and team ownership is highly engaged. The mindset is we're going to do what it takes to win, and this is what we want to build. Here's the vision, where we're going, what we're going to do to get there, and we want you to be a part of it. That was the biggest selling point. There are times when you meet people and you are immediately able to naturally communicate on a real level. I feel like we were that way from the start, referring to McDowell. We didn't have to work at it. Our personalities, the way we openly communicate, and our honest nature helped us click from the start. We have no problem talking about hard stuff or easy stuff. We can be happy together when we win and be sad together when we lose. There's no red tape. We just work. It's hard to recreate that. Staying together is a huge part in coming to Spire Motorsports for us both. It's hard to put a value on a driver-crew chief pairing, but there's an intangible there. We just knew it has been working, and if we can keep it going, we're only going to get better over time. That's what we're chasing. We want to continue to grow and get better together. It's going to be exciting. Rodney Childers is a veteran of the sport. It is exciting for me to learn from a guy with that much success. Luke Lambert and I worked together when I was an engineer at Roush, so we're definitely familiar with one another. We have all seen each other and we've all paid attention to each other. Combining all those ideas will be exciting. That is where a lot of strength is right now in the sport. The teamwork side of our group is going to be very valuable. Yes, Travis Peterson leaving Front Row, just like McDowell, as I said, to join Spire on the number 71 car. Of course, Zane Smith still to be determined on what happens to him in the future, but he previously drove that car. And I'm not sure what's going to happen to his crew chief, Stephen Duran. So a lot of questions, I guess, on that front, but it seems like they have their crew chief lineup. Obviously, we knew that Rodney Childers would be crew chief in the 7 car. We thought it was going to be Goyle Joy in that car, but now that is to be determined. A lot of change at Spire. And then, of course, the 77 with Carson Hocevar and Luke Lambert. So a lot of changes at Spire. Spire is trying to become what I would consider a serious franchise, a serious team. They're making big changes. They've got big funding. They've expanded to a 3-car operation, a multi-truck operation. They're winning in the truck series. They've become a little bit more competitive in the Cup Series year by year, and they're hoping to make another jump next year. They got a young talent in Carson Hocevar. They now have a successful veteran in Michael McDowell. And yes, the numbers might not say he's the most successful, but he's got 2 Cup Series wins in non-top tier equipment. He's been in the midfield or the back of the pack for the majority of his career in the Cup Series. And frankly, he's done great these past few years. Last year was a career year. He finished 15th in the points. He had to win at the Indianapolis road course. He had a couple top fives, 8 top tens. And McDowell, even if he didn't have that win, I think he might have pointed his way in. I don't know if that's accurate. If it's not, he would have been close. He was running in the top 15, top 17 of the points all last year. And that was year 1 with Travis Peterson. Remember, Travis Peterson, after Blake Harris left for Hendrick Motorsports, Travis Peterson stepped in. No one knew how they were going to do together, but it's been a very successful pairing. This year, not as successful, 21st in the points, but you could look back at a lot of races that really they should be much higher in the points. Talladega, they won the pole. They led a bunch of laps. They won a pole at Atlanta. But the Talladega race, for example, as I said, they won the pole. They led a bunch of laps, but McDowell crashed on the last lap and went from first to 30-something, and all of a sudden, you lose 30 points there. So they've had instances like that where they know that they got to win to make the playoffs if they want to be realistic, and either McDowell's been over-aggressive on the track or they've had to make an aggressive call, and I feel like the average finish, the points position just really doesn't reflect how they've actually been doing this year at Front Row. But moving over to Spire is going to be a big change. It's going to be a different environment. But as Travis Peterson said, they both believe. It's been reported that Peterson's going to be following McDowell for months, and now it's confirmed, obviously. But this duo has been strong together. They've been very successful together. They've helped raise Front Row to another level. I'm curious to see if they can do the same with Spire. As I said, Spire's made some big moves. Getting Rodney Childers, that's a huge move. He's going to elevate that program to a different level. But now in another car, you got Michael McDowell, a crew chief he knows, a crew chief he's been successful with. What can they do to elevate Spire in a sense? How successful can they be? So I think it's going to be fun to see what Spire can do because all 3 cars right now have different exciting aspects. Right now, I'd say Carson Hocevar on the 77, an extremely talented driver, a fun driver to watch with a lot of upside. Let's see how he can do. That second car, we don't know the driver yet, but whoever it may be, they have Rodney Childers as their crew chief. That's going to be exciting regardless because of how successful Rodney Childers is. And then going over to that third car, we got a veteran driver who knows how to get it done, who's had success in NASCAR in the Cup Series in just the last few years, and his somewhat new crew chief who's also had a lot of success, and they click together. So we got a really good duo over here. We got a really, really good crew chief here. We got a good driver here. So what's Spire Motorsports going to do with it? How are they going to improve yet again? So yes, that is all for now, I believe. It's been a busy news day. We had to talk about the playoff schedule this morning. We got Travis Peterson officially going to Spire. A lot of changes over there. So thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Any other news, I will let you know. As for right now, I think we're done for the day. You never know, though. News is always random timing.